I am your host, Yaira Awuno, as always. We're coming to you live from the studios of Clock TV. You can also catch us on GoTV channel 184. And if you're not in the comfort of your home, you can join us via social media pages on Facebook and on YouTube. Those are the platforms where we're going to be streaming live. And you can also follow us on all the other platforms, like, share, subscribe, just search for Clock TV GH and join the family. Now, today's conversations are very interesting as always, and on the lifestyle segment, we're going to be talking about how our childhoods impact entrepreneurship and, our adult lives in general. Then on the main discussion, we're going to be talking about the trending issue between the activist and the nurse who was allegedly assaulted. As it stands, she has issued she's sort of suing him. Yes, she is suing him. And we're going to be talking to a lawyer and, of course, a member of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. We're going to be listening to some of the perspectives and what to expect. And, of course, we're going to also work when it comes to negligence, when it comes to, videoing people without consent and all of that, defamation, all those terms that we've been hearing about, legal terms. We're going to be learning about that. Business and sports will be bringing us news as always. So I would entreat you to call a friend, text a friend, and tune in to the Koko Morning Show today to watch and learn something. But for now, let's prepare. As the week, do our very best to think, adapt, and even solve problems ensures lasting value. This perspective also shifts focus of education from the rote learning to intellectual growth. But one who can evaluate evidence, challenge assumptions, and approach issues with curiosity and creativity, and rather not a person who is not truly educated. So someone who is truly educated can also evaluate evidence, challenge assumptions, and it's not just going to be about reciting endless details. Now, Einstein also suggests that education can also or should cultivate independent thinkers who can apply knowledge, flexibility in real life. That is, in real life situations, and even innovate when faced with new challenges and contribute meaningfully to society. So basically telling us that education is not just, or should not just be chew, pour, pass and forget, as we used to say or still say sometimes. So in essence, education is less about what you know, but more about how you think. And a trained mind is like a sharpened tool. It can carve out solutions out of uncertainty, navigate complexity, and keep growing in the face of change. So today, this goes to all of us in one way or another because, as we are in life, life is always about learning and, how to adapt, how to think. So it shouldn't just be because, sometimes even in the workplace, this is how we've always done things. So we keep those, trainings that we've got, but rather sometimes we need to actually innovate, think outside the box. And this is what education actually equips us with. And I hope that as you're going through your day, you're going to be thinking about how best to apply the knowledge you have acquired over the years. Look for more innovative ways, more creative ways to express these ideas that you may have. And next is the online print review with my co-host here, and we will be right back. welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. And if you're just tuning in, we're about to have our online in print review. And I have my co-host here with me in the studio. I have Mr. Clement Yabankwe and Peter Nsia, Mr. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Aaron.
Yes, so how are we doing? It's a new week. The month is ending.
Yes, so it's a brand new Tuesday. We are up and grateful. Divine selection.
Yeah. Right.
Let's thank God. And I want to say a very good morning to our cherished viewers and thank them for always tuning in to be a part of this conversation.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say thank to God and everybody, and especially the viewers for always tuning in to watch Clock TV. Over the weekend, we happened to be at Accra Homecoming. It was an amazing moment, and I know viewers can attest to that on social media and also live on TV. So it was amazing. We pray for the best moving forward.
Right. Okay, so then let's go quickly into what's trending. So what's happening?
There are a lot is happening, and starting with is the fact that provisional results for BC 2025 has been released, and I think I want to start with this story because of the quote this morning, which is in line with education. So I want to start with the story of BC, and findings have made understand that over 600,000 students sat for this year's examination, and we have 177 student results being cancelled, others being put on hold, and all other investigation going through. So basically, this is what is really happening. I know Peter have something to say, and when he's done, I will come back again.
So what's the reason for some of the results being cancelled or being withheld?
I mean, this is what we've been trying to understand. I mean, since the inception of BEC somewhere 1987, 1990, where we had the first, BEC in Ghana. The story has always been the same. Every year we have results being cancelled, others being withheld. Since that time till now, and nothing has been done about it. Every day, every year we put, innocent students into, trauma and all of that. Now, before I move on to my point, I was able to compile the number of entire results that have been withheld so far. And then when you take a look at 2020, subject results cancelled. So 2020 was 417. 2021, 138. 2022, 416. 2023, 312. And 2024, 377. 2025, 318. That is subject results cancellation. And then I have others, but I want to concentrate on entire results cancellation. In 2020, we had 44. In 2021, 46. 2022, we had 73. 2023, we had 41. 24, we had 41. And 2025, we had 177. And now, WAEC is in charge of, monitoring and, all these exams. Every day, the reason is one. Examination malpractice is either students sneaked in with foreign materials or phones and all of that. And this has been happening. Nothing is being done. And right now I can say that if a parent gets the courage to sue WAEC for this, what has happened, like for cancelling the entire results of his or her ward, I'm sure WAEC would have to provide, evidence to show that indeed the ward, engaged in some form of malpractice. The point I'm trying to build is that it is high time WAEC concentrate on, the schools, the teachers involved, the school owners.
And then what about the external invigilators?
Yes, they are all part of it. Because we can't say that before the exams, we were told that any invigilator that will be found, wanting or aiding students to, copy would face the law. But since that time, from 2020 till now, we've heard news that external invigilators are aiding students, schools and all that. Right now, we have schools that are known for, activities like this. And some university school does not accept, some students from some SHS, schools because of this malpractice thing.
Right.
So I think that it is high time, government in collaboration with WAEC come to a conclusion that, see, if your school is found, engaging in examination malpractice, we will not only cancel the results of the student, but rather hold the teachers and the school responsible and accountable for that. I've been asking myself, what would motivate an external invigilator or an invigilator to go to an exams hall with the phone, despite all the warnings? It means that there's something motivating the teacher. Maybe the teacher has been promised something. They're like, see, if you're able to do this and this, we'll do this for you. And bear in mind that schools and teachers have interest in the percentage of students passing exams, because it goes a long way to uplift the name of the school, and then it goes a long way to increase the number of enrollment. And so I think that school owners have interest in examination malpractice. I mean, punishing students by canceling their results is a good thing. But then if you don't solve the root cause, by actually, holding teachers accountable before canceling, it has been happening. Every year we cancel results of students, and every year it keeps on happening. We have parents who knows about, paying money to aid, and they go on to pay. So, I mean, it's high time we settle this, rather than, some students out there, an innocent student, let's say maybe in my class, they happen to be, an examination malpractice. Maybe I'm not part. But then because of that thing, it has
placed at the wrong time.
You get the thing. So it's high time we address the root cause. It's like solving galamsey without, involving chiefs and opinion leaders. I mean, if, the anti-galamsey task force get to the place, you have people who call that, oh, Charlie, the people are in, so just run away. I mean, you have to involve people like this rather than, putting innocent kids out there. They are barely like 15, 14 years for them to hear that, oh, your results has been cancelled. Meanwhile, this person did not even, the person, you understand. So it's high time we address issues like that.
Wants to also
yes.
something.
So I just have something to say. He brought out the data on cancelled results, and in terms of withhold results, 2020, 109 entire results were withheld. 11 in 2022. In 2023, we had 112, 110 public schools and 2 private schools. In 2024, we have 33 schools and 3 private schools. In 2025, currently, we have 93 results that are currently on hold. When it comes to subjects, that is the entire result. When it comes to subject-related results on hold, as we stand now, in 2025, let me go to 2025, we have 1,240 subject results on hold. And the reason, as we are saying, is that it's not out yet. But when you go to WAEC, their site, they said, if you check your result and your result is not in, there is a place, also an option there that talks about withheld result or cancelled result. You see, when you go to that place and you click, the reason why your result has been withheld would pop up, or the reason why a result has been cancelled would pop up. So I just want us to put that one out there, that the basis for cancellation or withholding student results are out, but the only thing is it has not been made publicly, so a student can get access to it when he visits the WAEC site. On the other hand, let's look at the core reason for the establishment of basic education certificate examination. Why was it established? And let's look at, is it losing its purpose, or its purpose is still in existence? It was only 2 bases or 2 reasons it was established, as Peter talked about, in the year 1987 down to 1990 when it was first enrolled out. It was to satisfy that someone has completed the first cycle, that is GH. Certification purpose, so that anybody who wants to work with that can actually do that. And it is also a tool for school placement. But now let's look at these two. Is it really serving its purpose? Now currently you can't even use BEC certificate for anything in this country. So gradually,
minors, right?
Exactly. So gradually the value for the BEC education is losing its purpose. That is one of its core mandates, satisfying students that you've qualified or you've completed GHS, so that it can aid in your next step. Now that kind of value on it is gradually losing its weight. And the other two, which is supposed to be placement into the second cycle, currently looking at what is happening in our education system and what people are talking about, it's like it's losing its value, because gone are the days that you are supposed to sit behind your books throughout the night and study. But this time around, it's not like that. So, this time around, people are not even people. It is being reported that some parents even aid their kids in getting access to the questions and to the results, and the only thing they are interested in is let my kid pass the exams.
Yeah.
That is now that is the focus now in BC. It is all about let my kids pass the exams. So even if I'm supposed to buy my kids the questions, people do that. Even if I'm supposed to buy them a phone to aid them pass the exams, they do that. But let parents understand that as you are doing this in the JHS level, you do the same thing in WASI. And the same thing will be done in tertiary. And let's imagine the kind of leadership we are going to produce for the next leadership of the country. We are trying to produce leaders who will not be able to put thoughts together for themselves, but rather to aid in what people are going to do. That is what is really happening, of which a lot of people are complaining about. So I think that one, the system needs to work. Like the main call for BC introducing in 1990 is supposed to work. The two school placements, gone are the days that when you get aggregate 20, there are some schools you will not go. Yes, those days I remember.
Right.
When when you complete somewhere 2010, 2015 down to 2016, there are some aggregate when you get some schools you will go.
You at that time you don't even want to get an aggregate that is a
Exactly.
double digit. Everybody wanted from 09 downwards, right?
You see, as we are talking, I know our sound engineer is even whispering into my ears. That's gone are the days when you get aggregate less than 15, you can't go to a disco. You can't go to that school. A disco was for single digits, but now,
Well, building up on what you're also saying, so what I'm about to say is not a harsh criticism on the free SHS, but what if the fact that our leadership puts so much attention on free SHS instead of rather or maybe balancing the attention given to the basic education? Because yes, now a lot of people have the chance to go into SHS, but what about the basic education? What about the quality of education students get from there? Because I think we've spoken about education here on this set, where we spoke about the fact that when people are coming from private schools and they are getting all kinds of very quality education, British curriculum, American curriculum, and they are competing with people in schools we call Saito, and even some of these things, it even goes back down to how the teachers are paid, their conditions of service, and what education they are churning out to these students. Now, with the incidence of this free SHS, everybody knows, so it's like, what if that is the reason where now students are not as, motivated to study because they know that the SHS is free, so regardless of whatever happens, they will go? Because there have been allegations that, I think these are allegations made against the previous government, that they sort of allowed just everybody with all kinds of aggregates to get into school. So there were even incidences where, like you're saying, somebody had aggregate 20 and got there at this school, and somebody who had the 09 or 07 and whatnot did not even get into at this school because there was an agenda that, these are all allegations, though, but with every rumor, there is a modicum of truth, because even we are seeing it there now. Yes, they came up with all these numbers that, yes, these are the number of students that got into the SHSs. But if we want to go back down and look into how many students actually got the grades that are at the cutoff point and how many students exceeded that, you see that that is where the problem is. So could it be that our basic education is not being strengthened enough for these students to know that, no, just because SHS is free does not mean you should not study?
Okay, so I think let me come before Peter comes. One, in economics, they will teach you there's nothing like free lunch. In economics, any economic student would if they know about this term. So if there is what we call free SHS, that is not the basis for students to be like, and because I'm not paying for it, I'm supposed to behave anyhow. No, that should rather even motivate you. If someone is taking care of your education, if someone is paying for your fees and taking care of your boarding, accommodation, that should even motivate you to do more. But why is it not happening like that? It's because of how our policies are being implemented in the country. It's because, as you said, it has been noted for this political benefit. So if not for that purpose, and if free SHS was established, the one for my point, I think free SHS is the best.
Yes.
But it's because of how it was accepted by the student population. How do Ghanaians accept issues? How do we assess it? It is free. Oh, my name Kobia Keke. But gone are the days you go to school and say there's a saying that you shouldn't pass through the school, but the school should pass through you.
Yes.
It rained yesterday, last Saturday at Accra. All the people I was having interviews with, all of them were the point that Accra passed through them. That is why they can go back and still come back to the school. Speaking to people way back who completed way back 1980, and they are still coming back to the school. 1985, 1972, and they are still coming back for homecoming. So you can see the impact the school had on them. But that is not what we are seeing nowadays. So I feel that it's not about the introduction of free ESL, but it's about the perception. Let us change our mindset. Let us change how we approach issues. And another thought is this: if this kind of cut-off point was set, I believe it would also make students sit up.
Yeah.
It will put them on their toes. That those days for category A school, you are supposed to get cut-off points from grade from this to this. So any student who wants to go to category A school, sit for that purpose.
Yeah.
And when you go to that school, you realize that, oh, indeed, these people deserve this institution. But I understand why people also make a point that it was not fair. Let's allow everybody to go there, and because of people making a point
but
that
even the categories wasn't not based on amenities and things like that.
Exactly.
Because from what I remember, it was because of amenities that these schools were graded into categories, right?
Exactly. But another point I also want to mention is this. Now we have close to 600,000 students who are now graduating from JHS, and they are moving into SHS. The question is the facility also readily available to accommodate this whole number? We know 2021, which was around over 5,000, now it's over 600,000. So the gap that we have, are we ready to accommodate all these people? GAS brought up a statement, I think before Peter, I was thinking this double track has been cancelled, but what I saw, it is still going to be in section. We are hoping to see what GS or Ghana Education Service is going to do moving forward. Though they said, when I saw that, we saw single track academic calendar, which says that school is going to start on the 11th October 2025 for Form 3s, and first years is 18th October 2025. When you go to the transitional academic calendar, that's a double transitional. So the Form 3s are going on 27th of October, and the Form 1s will be going somewhere 18th of October 2025. Another batch will go on the 16th of March 2026. So we are still going to have this kind of issues in the country.
You know, with talking about the fact that, yes, everybody should go to school, I think that with what we have for the SHS where when you finish WASI and, you know, you don't pass, you're not able to get into the university because of your grades, there's Second World War. So I think they should introduce Second World War for BECE too. So when these students don't perform very well, you will have to resit before you go into the SHS, rather than packing them to go, allegedly though, because it does not make sense, and it is not helping the students themselves. And then I also wanted to ask that, what is the situation when it comes to CCTV cameras in these examination halls? Because I remember back in uni, the CCTV cameras we had in our lecture halls, which are also the examination halls in which we write, we used to think these CCTV cameras were not working. So I think one day we're passing by, and then there was a room, a door was open, these screens, you know, enemies, these things are working. So since then, it's like, you have to be careful.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
It could help with these examination halls if they are sort of detachable. Because I remember even back in SHS, some of the classrooms, aside the assembly hall and some of the bigger halls, the classrooms were also made into exam rooms. So I'm sure technology has advanced to the extent where we can install CCTV cameras just for WASI purposes or BECE purposes. After the examination is over, we uninstall them, pack them, and then the next time, so that when these children know that, no, camera is watching me, before invigilator is also there, I mean, the malpractice may change. It may reduce as well.
I mean, since you've touched on CCTV and technology, yesterday, you know, the WASI exams is still ongoing. Yesterday, an invigilator was caught with there's phone in the exams room, and then we have a video for that. But before that, since you spoke about technology, back to the BEC. I mean, like you rightly said, it should be a good thing that somebody somewhere in the village, in the Tyne district, but do somewhere in the Nzema Elembele district, getting the opportunity to write. And, when you pass, you'll be able to, attend good schools, as we call them in the cities. It should be a good call for them. But then I also, like Clement said, that perception, I also blame, parents for that. Because I'm not all that old, but those days, JHS, the way your parents will force you to learn.
They took my phone away.
I mean, the way they will force you, but these days it is not there. What is killing the whole thing is that currently we have technology and then we have AI. We are being taught how to use AI to help, build nation and all that. But this time, some JHS students are using, AI to, solve questions and all that. I mean, from JHS basic level to SHS, the person will use the university. At the end of the day, we are producing, what are we producing as a country in our education system?
Technology is evolving. I
mean, it's very bad. It's, when you go out there and a student approaches you with, a homework, when the person is asking for help, I mean, you just look at them and be like, what is happening? I mean, these days we don't care about anything. It's very bad. And so talking about, exams more practice and all that, I think we have a video if producer can play it. So
let's take a look at the video quickly.
And the invigilators are not supposed to take mobile phones to the examination hall. So we have taken the matter up and we'll deal with it. Actually, the mobile phone had a write-up of, it had some of our questions for the previous exams they have written, like picture making, English orals. It had some of those questions on it and also answers to the questions on it. This invigilator will be reported to his employers, which is Genius, to take action on them.
I would say that everything has been on course. We've been able to dispatch all, no complaint from any quarters about any unable to access a question paper or being able to go and sit for the examination. So reports that we have received all indicate that all candidates who have registered for the examination have had the opportunity to write. So far, the process has been peaceful. The promise to increase security presence has actually worked. They have fulfilled that promise. We have security around all those areas. So all the candidates have been able to go and write the few papers that have been administered. So we pray that the same continues until the end of the entire process. I would say that everything has been on course. We've been able to dispatch all, no complaint from any quarters about any unable to access a question paper or being able to go and sit for the examination. So reports that we have received all indicate that all candidates who have registered for the examination have had the opportunity to write. So far, the process has been peaceful. The promise to increase security presence has actually worked. They have fulfilled that promise. We have security around all those areas. So all the candidates have been able to go and write the few papers that have been administered. So we pray that the same continues until the end of the entire process. I would say that everything has been on course. We've been able to...
Right. So that was John Kapi, the Deputy Director for Public Affairs at WAEC. Now let's take a few comments. So Godfred Adams says the system needs some checks, and he's loving the conversation this morning. Arc GH says, good morning, Koko Digest Morning Show. Then Rose Entertainment says, good morning to you all. I am Charles live, watching you live from Dubai. How effective has government oversight been in ensuring transparency and fairness in WASSCE examinations? These are some of the things we are discussing here about, getting the transparency that we are looking for. Because I'm thinking about the CCTV again, and as much as it would be a lot of cost, it would also, curb a lot of the issues. Now, if these invigilators know that they are being watched, maybe we put, I don't even know, a neutral figure who does not stand to benefit anything from maybe WAEC or from the school as the ones monitoring, then there wouldn't be a situation where they might say, okay, the camera is faulty, so it's gone off or something, and then allow certain things to happen. But if we are strict on these things, you would realize that even the invigilators would also, sit up, the students would also sit up, because imagine in a the rooms are usually square, right? Or maybe rectangle, more of a four-sided figure, basically. Now, each corner has a camera at every angle watching you. You just write what you know. If you don't know, you just get up and go, rather than trying to ask your friend. Because the moment you try to call Peter,
even aside the CCTV, the vigilators are right there with them. Yes,
the vigilators are doing bad things themselves.
Yes, they are doing it. So I think, away from all, I think that it's time for reset. Yes, we are resetting everything in the country. Let's also pay critical attention to the education sector, because that is the drive for everything. For us to have the infrastructure, agriculture, whatever we want, is the education sector. So if we are unable to reset the education sector, any other resets we do in other agencies will still bounce back. So I believe that the students need to be let's give them that kind of the reason why they need to sit down. We shouldn't probably make the CCTV invigilators, because do you know why? When you do that, Yaira, in the next feature, what I try to tell the kids is that you only do right thing when someone is watching you, or you only do. I'm coming.
University, there's CCTV camera.
I understand.
Exactly.
I understand.
And those are adults too.
Yes, but we should make the system work in a situation where even if there's nobody watching you, you still do the right thing. That is integrity. So if you really want to protect the integrity, we shouldn't just do A because, or I'm not asking Peter the answer to question A because there's CCTV camera watching me. I'm not asking Peter the question to. Those days, in essence, we have some particular teachers. You know, when these teachers come in, nobody joke. I don't know if you have somebody in your school.
You see, what you're saying too is, you see, you're not asking Peter because there's a CCTV camera on you. By the end of the exam, you wouldn't have asked him. Whatever it is in your head is what you will write. If you don't know, you go. So at the end of the day, you didn't do any examination malpractice. Whatever, if it is A in chains or F in chains, you got it based on your knowledge, your study
I agree to that.
So at the end of the day, it justifies the means.
Exactly, but I mean, my point is, if we introduce these devices so much into the education sector, at the end of the day, students who comes out or who graduates from this institution, what will be in their head is, let me do the right thing. Because there's CCTV watching me.
Exactly.
No, we should move from that
There are eyes watching. No, they tell us that even if you are doing bad, God is watching you. If you are hiding. Sometimes knowing that God is watching,
basically, so that they stop either wrong or right.
I say, try to be careful. We don't even care about God watching us anymore. But now, if you know that you are being watched and punitive measures will be taken, like, let's say right now we are having the exam, this camera is on us, and we start cheating, then they come and drag us out. Now you don't even get to write your paper. The fear of that alone will have you sitting up that, hey, no, let me learn. Because since I know that I won't get to ask my friend, I'll take the book. Mommy, please, I spend the money. I want to buy the book. And you get students even wanting to buy textbooks to learn because they know that Peter will not help me because camera will catch us. So now you're studying. At the end of the day, you know that it is you and your God. Because even university students, even at the top levels, I'm sure these things happen because even them, they try to, mommy penny, even that happens at that level. So how much, if we train the students now with this, knowing that you are being watched, that discipline could come because it's two ways, yes, but the discipline of knowing that
someone's watching. So God is watching.
I mean, no, it's fair enough. Before we talk about the integrity thing you spoke about, I think we should stick to this CCTV camera or something. Because how on earth will you tell me that oral English you are going to copy? Did you borrow my newspaper? How are you going to copy? Did you borrow? The thing is reading, and if you slag, I mean, you miss the question. So even with this, people still copy. Did you borrow? I mean,
yes, I do.
So the fact is that, this, we don't trust our invigilators. Neither do we trust our teachers as well.
We trust them. As a matter of fact, we trust them.
But we just
I
got
mean,
an
some
invigilator.
of them,
Yes.
yes. So okay,
Yes.
some of them
And
we don't
you
trust
know
them.
how the saying goes, one bad nut destroys the whole soup. So now this invigilator was caught.
Yeah.
How many got away with such practices?
Yeah.
We cannot tell. You see, these are all things we should consider.
And then you can't tell me that the school authorities are not aware of things. Because the invigilator cannot go there per his own idea that he knows that it is not right to go with a phone. He cannot go there with his own, like, I want to take a phone there. His life is at risk. You understand?
His job,
And
actually.
Job is at risk because I think that authorities are aware of, because as they saying, go, there's no smoke without fire. Until you check who actually set the fire and all that, you're not going to get the results you're looking
And
for.
you see, we have the issue of greed.
Yeah.
We have another issue of lawlessness. These rules were made, but for some reason you want to break them. And if you, the invigilator, the adult, you are doing this, what message are you sending to the children? Because you're trying to have them disciplined and justify their inclusion, why they should get into the next, phase of their lives when it comes to education, and you're already doing this. What message are you then, sending?
That is the problem, Yara. I think for this education story or education issues, when you start talking about it, we
won't finish.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I have one last comment.
Okay. Take your comments and let's take comments then.
So as a result of this exams more practice, teachers and some invigilated helping, students has resulted the number of failures. I mean, we have at the end of WASI and BEC, because for the past 2 years, I've been interacting with students after candidates after exams, and they will tell you that most of the helps that they receive as a result of helping them to write through some invigilators and some teachers, they end up giving them the wrong answers.
That's the best way to go.
You get that thing.
So they fail. Then there are political influences. These students feel they're also shipped into the school.
Why should you even rely on what someone will say at the examination hall?
You didn't study.
So
now, if we put these stringent measures in place and it pinches them to study,
I think the ones why people can adopt another strategy where they will give different questions to students. So your question 1 can be my question 20.
Yeah, it happens.
So you ask me because in university it happens. You ask me a question 1, I'll give you an answer for question 20. It's a way to make the system work.
Let's take these few comments and then we go into the front pages quickly. So this one says, I'm Eric watching from Spintex. What systemic challenges in WAEC's administration contributes to the recurring examination malpractices? I think that's what we touched on, that it could be greed, it could also be lawlessness. Then Akman TV says, good morning, Koko Digest Morning Show. TA says, I will suggest digital examination. Digital, please. Some places in Ghana don't even have electricity, not to talk of digital, so we beg. But, I mean, it's a good step in the right direction. He says, I will suggest digital examinations gradually move from paper-based to computer-based testing, CBT, to reduce leakage risks. And then John Barton says, use blockchain or QR-coded encrypted scripts to prevent tampering and track distribution. Now, TA again says, how accountable should the Ministry of Education and WAEC be for the recurrent examination irregularities? Now, John Barton also says, generate multiple question sets digitally so no single leaked paper undermines the entire exam. Thank you so much. See, we have such good ideas.
This one is stakeholders forum, exactly. And they are all nice,
But I think the QR code thing too may help. When it comes to maybe the marking and some papers get missing and things like that. I think, but I'm sure
I think
will figure a way out.
Yes, they have all these things.
So let's go into our newspapers quickly, as education has taken most of our time.
Exactly. Okay, so my newspaper, there's a story I want to touch on. I have the Daily Graphic. On the front page, we have President Mahama in Singapore for state visit. When you go to page 18, you'll find the entire story. Okay. And I would speak a little bit on that. We have another one also. Grida Home Fair opens Thursday. That is page 18 of the same story. And Z9 helicopter crash probe underway. That's report expected in 30 days. Also page 20 of the Daily Graphic. The main story is Koko recovers 100 stolen vehicles. Warns public to be vigilant. That is the main story, or the main story on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Yeah, but before I move into the other, I just want to touch on President Mahama in Singapore over state visits. We heard over the weekend, last week, that President was in Japan for that is a program, also a state visit there, but that was so in aid of African meeting ahead of development. And I just want to let viewers know what's really transpired there. Someone would ask that, yes, the president went to Japan. What actually came out of it? What did Ghana benefited from his visit? This is what the Minister for Foreign Affairs made known to Ghanaians. That's when President visited Japan, these are the things that he was able to fight for. One, in terms of agriculture financing, we had 100 million United States dollars secured to support new agriculture projects. In terms of industrialization, we also have a strategic partnership with Japan as the country considers investing 1.5 billion United States dollars in Africa, with Ghana identified as a main beneficiary. And also, in terms of automotive industry, a new agreement with Toyota to expand operation in Ghana and make the country as its West African hub. And also space science, it says a space or cooperation agreement signed with Japan to leverage satellite technology and space science for Ghana's development. In terms of youth training, I think that is a very key thing that we wouldn't like to let it out. Youth training says that a program to train 300,000 Ghanaian youth in artificial intelligence, modern agriculture, biotechnology, green transition, and tech set up. And in terms of food security, special cooperation with Japan to boost rice production through scientific research with the goal of attaining national food security. So these are the things that President John Dramani Mahama was able to secure for Ghana on his visit to Japan. So we believe that on his visit to Singapore too, we have a good outcome from that visit as well.
You know, when I hear of Singapore, I think about what is usually said about the fact that they adopted certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Certain principles of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and that's what has helped them to become such a nation as they are now. And, reflecting on the original country, but then we'll get there, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, Peter, what do you have on your...
I've been talking about Singapore. I learned Singapore is one of the cleanest, countries in the world. And then I learned that they have over 500,000 rules and like workers to ensure that the city is clean and all that. I think going for, like you rightly said, Ghana too will soon become the San Francisco of Africa, hopefully.
Exactly.
So I have with me the graphic business. And on the front page, you have T-bill auction fourth shot of targets. That is on page 8 and 9. Then we have graphic to host housing fair, August 28.
Housing fair, okay.
Yeah. And then we have Trump hijacks 2026 World Cup as FIFA bends backwards. I know the sports segments would, give more details. Then we have MTN Ghana upload 729,810 shares. That is 2.83 million Ghana cedi share sale underway. Yes, and so, when you're talking about the T-bill auction force target of, last 2 weeks, Clement Yabankwe and his guests, gave us a detail about the T-bill and then the number of times government has missed a target this year. So I hope that when you go to our Facebook page and YouTube, you'll find a video there and you get to learn everything about T-bills. And then, that is, and then MTN Ghana upload
729,000.
So
they want to expand their business.
Exactly.
So they need more money.
Exactly.
Well, if they will keep the network secure for us, why not?
They will keep it secure.
Means the housing fair, I think I'm interested in, because housing is quite an issue in Accra, especially.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
and if the government can bring back actual affordable housing, it will help a lot of the youth and a lot of workers. Look at the number of students that are already starting SHS. In, say, 8 years, in about 8 years, there's going to be a lot more youth in the market for jobs and things. Where are they going to be living? All these things are, because our parents used to be able to get certain things we can only dream of these days, and housing is one of them. I remember this, for the civil servants, you know, in the government service, actually, there were government bungalows that you could get by virtue of your employment. But now those bungalows, some of them have been sold off, or it seemingly is a very tedious process to get. 6 service vehicles acted on intelligence that Chinese nationals had encroached on portions of the forest reserve for illegal mining.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. When you look at the video playing on the screen, earlier parts will tell you that the reason why I'm doing this is because there is no job, there's no money. When you look at the video, the early part, that's what it was stated. And I saw another part which says that I completed school way back 2019 and I've not gotten a job. So there's one documentary that BBC did. But away from that, yeah, it's this Galamsey issue is becoming unbecoming. That's the word. And by the anti-Galamsey force, task force are really doing well. Last weekend, I think they were around the Ashanti region, where even they had a banter with the community. They had a banter with the community. Some of them were throwing stones at them, and they didn't want to allow them to even drive away with the excavator that has been seized. And I was asking myself that why would such a situation happen? Because we are all crying for this Galamsey activity to stop. But here's the case, that the very community where this thing is happening is kind of not understanding the reason why this activity needs to stop. To an extent that it was reported that an assembly a man was even part of the people who were resisting that the police shouldn't send the excavators or they shouldn't burn down their activity. I was asking myself that why? Is it because they don't have anything to feed on? Or what at all could be the reason? Because we've talked about this Galamsey impact not now, over the years. So does it mean that they don't understand the real impact of Galamsey activity? That it's some way when you want to, when you want to fight something from a house and the family members of the house don't understand you, it makes the fight very difficult. Especially those people, you know that this thing would harm the community or harm the family, but the family said no, because this is the only source of living we have. So why will you stop it? But the impact ahead is what we are looking for. So I think that when you look at this story, they said the Western Regional Minister, that's Honorable Joseph Nelson, said that there's going to be more education in the various communities so that they would understand the reason why this Galamsey activity needs to be halted. They need to understand, because now a report I heard shows that now the fight in the forest reserve are being gradually, Ghana is winning that kind of fight. But now they have changed their strategy and they are now in the community. They are now living with Ghanaians in the community. The last time we heard about one village in the forest called Abro-Eninkra that was being burnt down. Yes, ask yourself, now it has been burnt down. Where are these people now? Did they send them out of the country, or they just burn it down and that was the end? Have they visited the place again? What is the way forward? Because if you just burn it down and you just displace them, ask yourself, where would they go? They will go and regroup in a different community. And if they regroup in a different community, do you know what happens now? Some of the traders in the community find it to be a time is when my business is booming because they end up buying more things from them. But we should educate them, let them understand why they need for us to fight this illegal mining. This story will tell you that even it is affecting rubber plantation in the country. In the Nzema part and Ghana rubber plantation, they are complaining that their investment is gradually going down. Because you can't invest in rubber plantation and as a result of one activity, everything is just off. The first issue was about cocoa production. They were cutting down cocoa trees and now it is rubber. And the report shows that over 2,000 rubber trees have been affected. So let us see the ripple effect of this galamsey activity. We should let the community people understand. That is, I think, that is the way forward. Because we've talked about it at the top level. Government is deploying anti-galamsey task force. They are deploying the military men. At the end of the day, when they go out there is a clash. What is really happening? It's someone behind. If someone is behind this, then let's educate the people so that whoever is pushing them, whenever the person comes, you stop it.
Right. You know, last week when we were having the conversation around galamsey, I think one of my guests mentioned that it is no longer about poverty. Some of these people have engaged in it and seen that it is quick money. So even it will become a problem when, you know, you're trying to find a source of income for them because they've seen how, you know, lucrative this business is. And then also my other point I want to make is the fact that these foreign nationals that are getting access into the country, into these places, what is being done about it? And who exactly is even sanctioning these things? Because I don't think as a black man from Africa, you can get up, go into China and go and, you know, degrade their natural resources to this level and go scot-free. The community itself, I mean, when we taking aside racism, the community itself will not allow that because they regard these things as valuable.
Exactly.
Where are the days or where are the people who used to tell us that River this is a god, River this is a deity, and you need to, you know, you don't cross in a certain way and whatnot. Now we are polluting it and allowing foreign nationals into the country to do same. And I think when we read the story too, when they got there, I think most of them fled. And I'm also wondering that what are some of the strategies they are employing? Are they just running there, or, you know, when you watch the movies, right? When, let's say, for lack of a better example, let me use Sebi, you know, God forbid, right? Assuming armed robbers are here. When the police come, do they just charge in, or they surround the perimeter within which we know that, okay, this is the location they are, so that there is no chance of fleeing? We need to also think about that, because why are we always getting news that, oh yes, the task force was deployed, they went, but they didn't get everybody. Some people still fled. What's happening?
This is because the people, the community itself, they are involved in the fight, you know. They are fighting against the task force that have been deployed to fight against galamsey. That is the more reason why I still stand that the fight against galamsey, if they don't involve the chiefs, the opinion leaders, and whoever in various communities and tax them, the fight of galamsey is not going to end. Because now the question we should also ask is that how do these, you know, miners get to know that a task force is coming?
Yeah.
I mean, there are people around who give them calls. I mean, they are coming, so they will just have to run away. And the video I also watched, that when they hear that, you know, the task force are on their way and all that, before they run, they make sure they disconnect, you know, the machine, so that when they come, they cannot move the excavators and all that. It means that they don't go anywhere. They are hiding, spying what is going on. So when the people leave, they then come back. And so, you know, talking about, I didn't want to talk about the cocoa issue here, you know, talking about the fact that this galamsey is now lucrative and it's no more about poverty. It boils down to the fact that now these cocoa farmers and these people who are into rubber plantation, it is high time government, you know, adhere to their cry, ensure that they pump money into the cocoa farming and then the rubber plantation. Because the fact is that if I'm a cocoa farmer and I'm not earning a lot, and then you come to tell me you found gold and blah, blah on my land, you are giving me this amount of money for me to, you know, give in my land for you to, you know, I'll easily give in, because if I calculate the number of years I've been there and the amount I've, you know, gotten so far and then what you are offering me, I would decide to just give in and then leave. So I think that, you know, going forward, and I must comment, the task force has really done well. You know, since it was instituted, it has, you know, made a total of 74 arrests in 8 operations. You know, the recent operations is in August 12, like where they arrested 12 suspects, including one woman in the western region, and seized excavators, tricycles, and motorbikes. And then in June 2025 operation 2, they made 38 arrests. And then in Bandabui operations in June 2, they made about 24 arrests and all that involving Chinese nationals. So the question about where does these, Chinese nationals go? Like, I mean, when the task force happened to, get to a place where the, Galamsey is ongoing, like Clement said, they go to regroup a place. And that's where, they put together more ideas because different groups have come together. They become stronger. So the fact is that, since the fight of this Galamsey, we've not received any report as to, like the place that was burnt, the people involved, where are they?
Yeah.
Were they apprehended?
There
What
should be
is,
follow-ups.
what is going on with them? Have they been of the place, or once they chase the people away and they get the excavator, they move on to another place without thinking about what happens to the remaining. So this fight, we are all involved, and we must try as much as possible. We have all the rules, the laws, but the enforcement every day I
is
say
always an issue. And you mentioned something about the fact that when the task force is coming, they get informed. And it's drawing my mind to the fact that this thing may be a whole syndicate. There may be people like you and I who may not know. This may be me. Okay, so there may be people who are not actively involved doing the dirty work, but they are seemingly beneficiaries. So they are probably the ones on the lookout. They are probably the ones in all kinds of places. Some of them could even be in the task force. They could even be in the police force and sending information, because when the gold is sold, they also get a percentage. And these are all things that need to be considered when we are trying to attack this issue, because it's not just the people doing the dirty work there, but from the, should I use value chain? The whole syndicate, all the places back, even to the top, the people financing this thing. But once we are taking steps, small, we'll get there.
I think it's not about you mining our natural resources the problem. The ways
you are doing
that is the whole base. I think we need to make the ordinary Ghanaian understand. Those in the communities understand that the government is not fighting against the mining of this gold and this natural resources, but the ways in which it's being mined is the problem. And I want to quote what the Western Regional Minister said, Honorable Joseph Nelson. He said, "From my observation, when operations are executed, the illegal miners often retreat, only to return when they think the coast is clear. We will not relent. We will make sure we deal with them and sustain the fight." That's what he said. And we are believing that, as he has said, he'll go by. Exactly.
Right. I know we are far behind time, but before we go, we are Akwatia by election, the countdown. We have 7 more days to go. And then, last week, the Ghana Police Service came to show us that they are ready. They have the power to, arrest people involved and all of that. And so, the police service have arrested some 10 people already. But then,
so they are ready?
Yes. But then investigations are ongoing, so we can't link it directly to the fact that it's because of the elections. But prior to the elections, we have a lot of police personnel there to ensuring that there's peace and security and all that. And then they've retrieved about 9, guns. One locally manufactured one, and other, pump action guns and all that. And so, because of time, I will just,
Okay, so probably on Thursday, you give us more information on that. So this brings us to the end of the online and print review with my co-host. And up next is the business segment, so please do stay tuned.
making.
And welcome to the Business Update segment on the Koko Digest Morning Show. I'm your host, Peter Insia, and now let's get started with some stories for you today. Ghana's growing population is putting increasing pressure on the nation's finances, making it difficult for governments to cut back on spending. According to the Institute of Economic Affairs, the country's population has surged from 6.7 million in 1960 to over 34 million today, creating higher demand for schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. The IES says these structural pressures make expenditure cuts nearly impossible without affecting essential services.
Board chairman of the institute, Dr. Charles Mensah, says the solution lies not in austerity, but in boosting domestic revenue. He argues that with Ghana's rapid growth, more roads, hospitals, and schools are needed, making it unrealistic to reduce spending. Dr. Mensah further stressed the importance of securing greater ownership of Ghana's natural resources to generation and reduce. While the IMF and World Bank have not issued direct instructions for Ghana to cut spending, their support programs require strict fiscal discipline. Under the IMF's extended credit facility and World Bank initiatives, the government has already committed to expenditure controls, including capping ministerial appointments and limiting non-essential foreign travels.
Away from that story, the Bank of Ghana has reaffirmed its commitment to deepening financial inclusion and ensuring equal access to financial services for all. Second Deputy Governor Matilda Asante-Asiedu made this known when the women's wing of the Ghana FinTech and Payment Association paid a courtesy call at the Central Bank. The Bank of Ghana says it is working closely with partners to strengthen confidence in the financial sector, support financial intermediation, and promote credit growth.
As part of its agenda, the central bank is also pushing affirmative action in finance with special focus on creating opportunities for women. Efforts are underway to collaborate with financial institutions to increase women's participation and ensure they receive the needed value and support to thrive. On cybersecurity, the Bank of Ghana has highlighted ongoing work with commercial banks and partners to tackle fraud and strengthen depositors' protection. The central bank believes these measures will go a long way to sustain confidence in the financial system.
And on to our last story. The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sapon, has outlined 2 interventions set to transform the country's tax system, modify taxation for small businesses, and digital surveillance of online transactions. According to him, these initiatives will serve as game changers in stabilizing revenue mobilization despite recent economic challenges.
Half of the year was affected by exchange rate. Revenue performance in the first half of the year was affected by exchange rate movement, which reduced the duties and taxes collected in foreign currencies. The GRA, however, remains confident that import and corporate tax flows will rebound in the second half of the year. Looking ahead, the authority is prioritizing structural reforms to drive sustainable revenue. One of the measures, modified taxation, is expected to broaden the tax base by defining a minimum payment structure for micro, small and medium enterprises. This system will make it easier for such businesses to meet their tax obligations at affordable levels. In addition, the GRA plans to roll out digital surveillance tools before the end of the year to monitor online transactions at the point of payment. This technology will allow the authority to track transaction values and automatically capture the tax component, ensuring compliance from both local and foreign businesses operating in Ghana's digital space.
And this is all we have for you on the Business Update segment. Thank you for staying with me. My name is Peter Insia. Up next is the Lifestyle segment with Miriam Abinadede. Stay tuned.
From the loudest roar of celebrations
That is, a latest coming from the man of the moment, Shatawale himself, and he says, God is here. Indeed, God is with us here in the studios of Clock TV because we are still streaming live on Facebook and also YouTube, bringing you the best morning show in the whole world. I mean, Koko Digest morning show. Now it is time for us to have a conversation that surrounds our lifestyles, and this morning we have a very beautiful woman with us in the studio, and she's going to share her journey with us. She has quite, an inspiring story, and she's going to tell us how she's been able to manage, health, food, technology, everything, bringing everything together as an entrepreneur. And she's going to teach us, the way. And so this conversation promises to be an exciting yet educative one. And so you'd have to get interactive with us. Let us know what you think about our topic for today. Send us a text on our WhatsApp number, which is displayed on your screen right now, and also via our streaming platforms, and we would gladly respond to that. Today, we are talking about the impact of childhood lifestyle on entrepreneurial mindsets. And so, yes, it's a very deep topic, and we are going to make it very brief so that we can get out of here. I am Miriam Abena Adede. Hello, Ma.
Hello.
I didn't want to mention your name because I didn't want to get it wrong, so let me take my time and mention it. So you are Elendu Blessing.
Okay, I am Elendo Blessing Onyedikachi.
Wow, such a very powerful name. You are not Ghanaian, right?
No, I'm not. I'm a Nigerian.
Okay, so what do you do?
In Ghana, I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, anytime I travel, I practice my health aspects of profession.
Exactly. So this topic for today is just understanding how our lifestyle, childhood lifestyle, come together or come to play in the choices we make as to which kind of business we should even pursue. Now tell us, walk us through how your childhood experience was like. How was it like?
It was inspiring. It was disciplined, resilience, and consistency. I watched my dad combine 3 to 4 things at the same time.
Okay.
He's a pastor, a contractor, a teacher, and later became a headmaster, and a farmer.
Wow.
So, putting all of this together, I watched him do all of them perfectly. So I think my father inspires me, and my mom behind, because my mom was schooling while giving birth to all of us.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, she gave birth to my elder sister a week to her exams, her final exams. So I have seen that consistency, that resilient spirit in both of them. So I told myself that if my parents could do this, I think I would do more better than them.
And that's why you are able to combine so many businesses together, right?
I'm yet to combine more.
Hey. But do you see these experiences reflecting in how you approach businesses?
Yes, because, when you want to do something, when you are determined to do something, I think when your mind is there, that's where the mindset comes up. When your mind is there, I believe you will do that.
I see. So, growing up, there were some family habits that, we pick up one way or the other as we grow.
Yeah.
Can you mention a few of these habits and how is it, helping your business today?
I was stubborn.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I was stubborn.
Okay.
I'm the kind of person that when I said, I want to do this, I will do it, no matter what. I can remember, I want to use a funny incident that happened. Our generator refused to come up that night. My sister was like, I should leave it. But I was stubborn. In the morning that we were going to send it to where they were repair. But no, do you know what I was doing? I was removing the plug and putting it back and cleaning it, using fuel, I told them that I'm going to earn this gen tonight, and I did that.
You did that. So sometimes it's good to be stubborn, right?
Sometimes, I think, because I think I've been stubborn. Even my husband can testify that I'll be stubborn, but I believe that at last my stubbornness bring a lot of benefit for me.
Growing up, were you also looking up to any role model in the field of entrepreneurship?
My dad.
Your dad?
But now I have other role models.
Okay, who are into which kind of businesses?
Data entry. She is my mentor in data entry. And she's into entrepreneur, like selling of commodities. So, and she has been touring the world.
Yeah.
So she's really my role model.
I see. You know, sometimes as children, you know, growing up, it's not that easy as we always see them. It's not easy when you're a child growing up, especially in families that are, you know, very populated and all that. How were you able to put everything together, considering the kind of challenges you faced along the line? If you could mention a few of the challenges and how you were able to, you know, overcome them as a child.
Okay, I will not really say I have a lot of challenges because my parents was there to guide me. But I think I started experiencing challenges in adulthood. I think I think that's where, but childhood, I don't think I experienced a lot of any challenges, if I could remember. But it's adulthood I did. Yeah, because adult is a scam. I feel it's back.
So this is the first time I'm hearing a guest saying adulthood is a scam. Of course, it is a big scam. And we are just reminding you that this is the lifestyle segment here on the Koko Digest Morning Show. Today we are discussing the impact of childhood lifestyle on entrepreneurial mindset. And my guest is doing justice to it. She's not a Ghanaian, she's a Nigerian. And so she's, you know, giving us the Niger vibes here and there, you know, taking us through her journey, you know, from childhood to, you know, the kind of habits that made her who she is today, and even the choices she made in terms of businesses. And this conversation is just open to all of us. And so you can send in your comments to our WhatsApp number and we'll read, you know, your comments out as well. If you have any questions, you can ask her and then now, let's talk about your businesses.
Okay.
How many businesses do you have?
For now?
Yeah.
I would say 4.
4. And are they related? Like, you know, maybe you are a makeup artist, you are into hair styling. You know, they are connected. Yeah.
Makeup artist is what I'm learning now.
Oh, okay.
I'm under training.
Oh, okay.
I'm under training on makeup and hair braiding. But for hairstyling, wigs, wig cap, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Then other businesses, I think it's different. Like as I said, I'm into tech. I'm a data entry expert.
Oh, okay.
I'm into crypto too.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're different from hair and other stuff. Yes.
Yeah. But what really, you know, encouraged you or motivated you into getting into so many businesses from different disciplines?
I'm a fan of technology.
Okay.
And that's why I venture into it, because of I love technology. And I want our generation to see that the world is evolving, and technology is the real key in it. So that's why I venture into it.
Okay.
I build mini websites. So that's technology aspect of it.
And then the beauty aspect as well.
And I'm even using that technology in my beauty business.
Oh, okay. How?
I'm using data entry in my business.
Okay.
And it has made me to know my cost of products, what I'm going to sell, when I'm losing, when I'm gaining, and what markets have for us.
Did you see yourself doing these things growing up, or it was a decision you took?
Not really. I just saw myself growing up to be in the office. Like, I really want to be into medical field while growing up. But businesses comes up when needs comes. So I have to, make enemies.
I know, right? So would you have said that, growing up, you said your dad, had so many businesses here and there, and these are some of the things that influenced you into getting into business as well. But you just said that you wanted to be in the medical field.
Yes.
So if maybe you had seen your dad, pursuing, medicine or something, you would have also done same.
Not really.
Not really. Oh,
yes, okay. Not really. Because, as a child, when I would take broom and be choking anyone, like my mom. Mommy, do shh, as if I'm giving injection.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yeah. After I will use cotton wool and clean it, I'll be like, I'm injecting you. So that's like, I really want medical line. Okay. I want to save lives. Okay. When I see blood, I clean it. Even as a child, I'll try to look for something I will use to make the blood to stop. You get it? Yeah. So I really want to bring to medical field. Now, but while growing up, I now see the necessity of business. Then my dad, that's where he comes in.
Okay.
Then I now use what he has done so far to inspire myself.
But why did you think at that age that business was important? Because you were still growing. Like, what made you think that? It's
bringing money and value and connections.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I understand that. So before this interview, I did, a few checks on your profile and everything, and I realized that you are also into, the making of natural drinks, sobolo, tiger nut, and all that. What also sparked that interest?
You won't believe it. Why back then in school, in our fellowship, it's castle. We used to make that Zobolo drink, but not the way I am doing it now.
Okay.
When we do it, people likes it. And that is a natural drink that is affordable, but packed with value and health benefit. So I have to start, when I was just thinking, what can I do to add in my business? Like every day, like edible something that one can buy every day. Yeah. So I have to come up with it.
Yeah. And that's how come you got yourself into that.
Yes. Then I start doing research about hibiscus flower. I got to know that it's a lot of, it's just not that drink. We here in Ghana, we know as Zobolo. Yeah. Like, it's not that just Zobolo. No, it's not that just Zobolo. Hibiscus flower is packed with health benefit. Like, a lot. That if we start talking today, we'll not end the benefit of it.
Interesting. But you see, let's still stick to the issue of childhood, development and all that. Growing up, do you remember any time where you had to critically think of how to solve a problem, like as a child?
I think
because as a business owner, I believe that we are always solving problems each and every day.
Sure.
And so I just want to, connect the two. When you were growing up, do you have any experience where you had to solve a problem by yourself as a child?
Yes. I think.
Share that with us so that our viewers can learn.
Little things matters a lot. Right? I can remember when my mom, when I mentioned earlier that my mom was schooling while having all of us. So I believe, even when I was in SS1, she was in school, and there was no, the food remaining in the house was little, the soup. So I was thinking, I have to make this big so that it will reach everyone. So I was thinking, what will I do?
Yeah.
So, boom, I come up with a solution to that.
Which was?
I have to get, there is a little foodstuffs, little, let me just say, that ingredient. So I just have to use and make another little soup to add up with the remaining one. But if my mom was to be around, it's not my headache, it's her headache. But now she's not around, and my elder sister wasn't around, so I am there. I have to solve that issue at that moment. I have to solve that issue at that moment. And I could remember when, the same time, I needed money and I need to solve it. I have to enter my daddy's farm, cut vegetables, carry it to the market and sell. Just for me to solve my problem at that moment.
It worked out for you, right? Yeah. Some are of the view that, you know, when it comes to business or entrepreneurship, being disciplined is the hallmark.
Sure.
Even before formal education.
Sure.
What's your take on that?
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're not disciplined, your business will crash. Business needs discipline. You need to discipline yourself. You need to know the value you are giving out before you venture into business. If you're not a disciplined person, you get tired. And that's where, if you're not disciplined, you won't be consistent.
Okay.
If you're not disciplined, you won't be consistent in business.
Was your father strict?
Very.
Very strict.
It's
so
a pastor.
So that's where the discipline comes from,
Imagine
right?
growing a pastor's house and a teacher and it's combined together.
I see. So does it mean that those in businesses now who are not being consistent, who cannot stay, you know, up to date with their businesses, lacked, you know, discipline from their childhood?
I can't say that. Everyone has a different childhood background.
Okay.
Some grew that discipline while growing up. While some get it from the childhood. So I can't really say that.
Okay.
Maybe they lack the discipline because they don't know their business very well.
Okay.
Anyone that's a business person, do your research. Any business owner is a disciplined person into business. Like that discipline that they gave us while growing up is working for us. Sometimes your upbringing matters a lot.
Yeah.
It will help you in future. It will help you while growing. It will help you in society.
Yeah.
So that's why parents need to instill discipline in their children. It's not hatred.
Okay.
You're not doing much. You didn't hate that child. No. That child might say that you hate him or her, but when the child has grown, he or she will remember everything you have done for them.
Okay. So being an entrepreneur means that you are combining so many businesses, right? And you have to make profit out of that. But we live in a system now where I'm still staying on women.
Yeah.
That women focus more on how they would appear, how they would look, and all that. And so they tend to use the money or the profits they get from their businesses into, you know, their appearances and all that. What do you have to say about that? Do you think their businesses are not going to stand? Because some also say people get attracted to what they see. And so if my appearance is nice, I'll attract people to my business. But this is the same profit that is being, you know, spent on the appearance.
Contentment is the key.
Okay.
When you're contented, you'll be fine. You don't need to break your bank to look good. Like, you see how you look so smart and sweet and beautiful? Do you break your pocket? Do you use all the money in your account?
No.
But you still appear so sweet and good looking and beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So I think contentment and knowing what you want, and beauty is not really appearance sometimes. It's creativity,
Okay.
mindset. Like
I like what you
is
just said.
inside.
Beauty is not
Really appearance.
Yeah.
It's creativity.
Creativity.
Maintaining your value.
Yeah.
Know you who you are. The power of a woman lies in her strength. It's not really about physical beauty or physical.
Childhood lifestyle are most critical in shaping an entrepreneurial mindset.
It's a great question. I think we have talked about it before,
Yeah,
right?
we have.
Yeah.
So
Repeat the question.
I should repeat the question. So the person is asking, what aspects of childhood lifestyle are most critical in shaping an entrepreneurial mindset? So we spoke about values, we spoke about discipline, contentment and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, as I said, parents instill discipline in your child. It will help him or her shape his life in future. In any aspect of life the child wants to venture into. I've seen people say that they don't want to do business, they just want to be in the office. They want to do a white, only that word. The child will have that strength. The child will know that I have the power, I can do it.
So finally, I would like to know, how do you stay true to yourself as an entrepreneur and not go off the lane? How do you strike a balance between being natural, being you, and then, following the trends that is happening?
I know social media is a lot of tools.
Yeah.
And you choose what you want. You choose what you want to read, you choose what you want to see, and you choose who you want to follow. And just be real. Be yourself. Know what you have. Know the value that you are giving. Know what you carry. With this, I think you'll get through.
So we have just a minute or two to go. So just briefly talk about your businesses, what you do, and how people can get to patronize you.
Okay, as I said before, I sell wig cap.
Okay.
Luxury wig cap.
Hey.
Yes.
And you should sponsor me.
I sell luxury wig caps and
Bone straight.
Bone straight.
Wow.
Yes. By pre-orders.
Pre-orders. Okay.
Yes. And I'm into Sobolo and Tiger Nut drinks. Okay. No sugar, no preservative.
Okay.
Just fruits, dates, and honey. Then I use 17 ingredients in making my Sobolo.
17?
Yes.
Interesting. So how can people, contact you?
On my phone number and my Facebook account, Blessing Onyedekachi on Facebook.
Okay.
And my WhatsApp number is 026 27 60282. And my call number is 053 348 1348. And we do bulk orders both for funerals, weddings, engagement party, birthdays. Small, even we sell one bottle, any quantity you want, we'll give it to you.
Thank you so much, Madam Elendu Blessing. She was our guest for today, and I hope you've learned something. I hope your mindset towards entrepreneurship has been shaped, positively. And so this is all we have for you on the lifestyle segment. Let's do a few birthday celebrations, and then we'll be out.
I heard today was your birthday.
And you're welcome back. Let's get straight into our first birthday celebrant. This is from your godson and endless blessings in this new year of your life. You're truly God sent, and you are one of the people I promised myself to make very proud. May this year bring you even greater grace and fulfillment. And this is also from Bevelyn, and she says, birthday blessings, Adiza. You are thoughtful, true definition of love, kindness, and support. I'm so grateful for your life and the light you bring into the lives of others. The sky is the limit. And this is also coming from John, and he says, happy birthday, Georgina. May your day be filled with love, laughter, and endless joy. You deserve nothing but the very best this year and always. May every dream you hold close to your heart come through. And may happiness follow you wherever you go. Cheers to new beginnings, wonderful memories, and the countless blessings ahead. Emphasis on Georgina. This is coming from John. Georgina, 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 Georgina. All right, so I have Marcelo with me in the studio. But before that, a very, very big thank you going out to Proxima B Salon for my beautiful haircut, and also the international international barber for styling my hair for me. Thank you so much. They are all located inside Pokwase off the Mayura and also Katapor Road. Thank you so much for my beautiful Chioma inspired hairstyle. Marcelo, what did happen? What did happen?
Everything is fine.
Do you like my hairstyle?
Seriously, you're looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
Extra beautiful.
Thank you so much. Now, a lot has been happening in the world of sports, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, what do you have for us today?
So, maybe we'll start from Galka Top 4, which came to an end last Sunday at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And Baby Any Gold Stars were winners of the Galka Top 4. But then, House of Folk won against Asante Kotoko for the first time since 2023. And then they thought, the supporters together with the players thought they were the winners because they won 2 matches and drew 1. Okay. And then Baby Gold Stars won 1 and drew 2 matches. Okay. But then Galka, in their rules and regulations, said, okay, normally when you play a draw game, it's just you share 1 point. But then this time you play penalties, and then the winner of the penalty shootout will get 2 points, and you will get 1 point. So we have something called head-to-head when it comes to football. And in Europe, head-to-head is basically when 2 clubs or 3 clubs or any number of clubs get the same point. So head-to-head, you go to the number of goals that was scored between the clubs. Then that will determine who plays first, who plays second, and who plays third. But in Ghana here, our head-to-head, after clubs getting the same number of points, goes to, okay, when Club A and Club B met, who scored, and those kind of things. So in this case, Galka said, okay, you play penalties, as I said earlier on. So between Accra Suffolk and Baby Any Gold Stars, their game, they played draw. It was a 2-2 draw. And then Baby Any Gold Stars won with penalties. So that made them the champions of the Galka Top 4. So let's go to our second story, and Thomas Partey is in the news again. You know, Ghana will be playing against Chad and then Mali in our upcoming World Cup qualifiers. And you know, Thomas Partey is one of our best players when it comes to our national team. But then we are asking whether he'll get a call-up this time because of his court issues that have been going up and down. And then we are just hoping that he will get a call-up this time to help us, because we need these points if we qualify for the World Cup next year, because we couldn't qualify for the African Cup of Nations. So we really need these points.
What about Kudus? Are we not considering him?
By all means, he will be in the squad because he's doing performing very, very well in his new club. So by all means, but we are just wondering whether Partey will get this sound mind to come and help us with the qualifiers.
He's really going through a lot.
He's going through a lot. And I mean, I basically don't know, and I don't understand why these things have been happening to our, not necessarily footballers, but
Ghanaian footballers.
African footballers.
African footballers.
You know, I don't know whether these European ladies are being trained to do something.
It's a sign. They live with the Ghana girls and then they go.
No, but sometimes some of you ladies are the problem.
Hey,
Marcelo. No, with Thomas Partey, for instance, when he was playing for Tema Youth here in Ghana, Tema, he said he was going out with this lady, and then because he wasn't having money, so a rich man came to, and then so he had said to himself that Mefa Ghana or Bapa there. Yeah, so and one thing is that you see when it comes to Europe and their rules, it favors the women a lot. And sometimes we Africans, we don't have that. We always feel that maybe we the guys, our rules and regulations are a little bit flexible more than when you go to Europe. So let's continue. We had some games in Europe yesterday, so let's go for the highlight. Let's enjoy the highlight. We'll be back.
Okay. Barilla with the corner.
US. But before I go, I mean, we've always been complaining about how we can maintain our stadium, how we are not able to maintain our various stadiums in Ghana. And I've sat down and realized if you go to Europe, I mean, some of the stadiums or some of the clubs have given their name rights of their stadiums to companies, and they get some amount of money from them. So if you go to Bayern Leverkusen, so they've given their this thing, or they've sold their name stadium name right to Bayern Arena, which they get 25.2 million every year.
Every year.
If you go to Barcelona, they have Spotify, so you hear Spotify Camp Nou. So they get 16.3 million every year from just giving the name right to Spotify. If you go to Atlanta, they have Mercedes-Benz Stadium. they get around 9.2 million. So I've been asking myself, we naming University of Ghana Sports Stadium, we are not getting anything. Baba Yara Sports Stadium, Accra Sports Stadium. Why don't we sell our name rights or the stadium name rights to companies to help us generate a lot of money?
I think you have a point. I mean, when you were mentioning, you know, the name rights and all that, Accra Sports Stadium was in mind. Accra Sports Stadium. So it should be like a responsibility for the Accra people. I mean,
so with this one, so we have National Sports Authority. They take care of our various stadiums here in Ghana. And then, so government give them money to maintain. So with this one, selling our stadium name right to companies, it will generate us a lot of money. And government will relax giving out money to maintain our stadium. So this is a little bit of concern that I'm raising. So the National Sports Authority should...
I think we'll have to push this campaign. I'm very happy that you spoke about it. So Nanaya and the team will...
Sure. Tomorrow they'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. But I like your shirt.
Thank you.
You're looking so fly in white.
Thank you very much. And as usual, once again, you are looking very pretty.
So James Day, you know, brought us, you know, all the highlights in the world of sports, and I hope you have, you know, gotten that information you need when it comes to sports. Once again, I am Miriam Abna Adede. We have our main segments coming your way with a discussion that you will not want to miss. So stay with us. Yaira and her guests will be up.